So good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and yesterday I started digging out the other part for the sewer line. So the orange line is the old sewer line. We're gonna eventually disconnect that one. So this is the manhole over here. So yeah, he's gonna cut that open and adds a connector to it, runs it up here. This is the power cable, fully locked out on this one. Once again, I just have luck with that stuff. That would be a disaster. That would make the town dark, let me tell you. It's a main power cord. So we're gonna connect it to the one we already put in, the green line down below. And we weren't sure if we had to go underneath this power cord or above, but it's just barely good enough to go above it. That's what we're gonna do. So plumber went to another job site. He supposedly should come back today and put those lines in. And the next step, he's got to call the inspector. The inspector needs to check the levels and all, the angles, and then also we put in a little balloon at the end of the pipe. Just stuck a little balloon in there, pump it up, fill the whole system with water, mark the level of the water, and the next day the inspector shows up again, checks on it, and if it's all tight and seal, we're good to go. Pour concrete over it. Same thing we did over here. Still looks the same. Yeah, that's what's been going on. Talk to you later. So today's the day. We're gonna pour some concrete in the basement. So we've been sick for like 2 weeks, my wife and I. So didn't get any footage from the wastewater lines being put in outside. It's already closed up, so I wasn't able to function, so someone else did it. Yeah, what's there to say? We ran some empty pipes across the street. That red one is sticking out the ground. That's gonna be for a future EV charger. We got some lines popping up here in the entryway. This is gonna be up here on this wall. Is gonna be the electrical meters. So the code says they have to be accessible from the outside. Now they're in the house in an armoire. So that's yesterday. The guys were here and prepped the basement. They put a tarp in it on top of the gravel and laid some iron and framed it all out. Has to be framed out because apparently the Historic Protection Agency claims that the wall would not be able to breathe if you pour concrete right up close to it. So that's what they did yesterday. And today the concrete truck shows up sometime in the afternoon. So that's a new one for me. I'm still coughing, excuse me. This is what I did last Saturday. Just threw some pavers in the hallway, finally. We don't have to walk on top of dirt anymore. It's great. Yeah, those are the cheapest, like, pavers you can get, like $4 a piece. So the whole hallway was 460 Swiss francs. including the gravel. Yeah. And it took me Friday evening, all day Saturday, and Monday evening. Now there were some weird ass cuts around those pipes. I had to do this one 2 times over to get it right. So yeah, hopefully we get some great footage with the concrete truck. I'm gonna wonder what they do is they have some kind of arm they can unfold, so there is a pump because you cannot wheelbarrow all that in, so they pump it in somehow. Maybe he wraps his arm around the doorway here. We'll see how that goes. Pour it in, and then you have to take the air out with some kind of vibrating thing. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, huh? Den Anhänger gleich wegstellen, dort können mehr manövrieren. Gut, oder? Noch rüber.
genau, oder?
Ist es gut.
Hast du schon maximale Variante gegeben? Was da hinten? Knappe Variante kannst du noch geben. Den Schluck gut. Weißt du, ich kann lieber da hinten ein bisschen höher, dann kann das Wasser viel laufen. Noch eine maximale Variante. Gut, das liegt's. Fertig.
Moonwalk.
Ja, voll.
Ist es abnehmen? Was willst du machen? Ist schon gespannt durch.
Well, here it is. I'm sitting on it. The new concrete floor. It's 1 week in since the pour, and gotta say, the father-son combo, they worked hand in glove. It was all lined up perfectly. It was timed well. They said it's gonna be at 2:30. It's gonna go down, and 2:30 comes around last Friday. I grabbed my camera and yeah, I watched them do it. It was amazing. I mean, you saw it. They pulled in with the pump truck, and he got set up. And when he was set up, sure enough, concrete truck shows up, pulled in, and it was a tight squeeze. I was like expecting some damage, maybe, you know, mailbox goes down or a bush at least, but nope, no damage whatsoever. And yeah, it's a time sensitive thing. I mean, it's super moist or super watery concrete. It's I've been told self-compressing concrete. So it's super watery, and it's just a perfect application for in here, this kind of scenario. You want to be able to pump it. So that's what they did. So I was thinking he is gonna unfold his red arm on that truck, but they ended up using some flexible pipes, just connected those and started pouring it in. And yeah, at the end, when they reached a level, he started measuring when he got close with this beeping stick of what elevation it is. I mean, it's right on the money. This is the manhole here, and it's right there. So it's kind of hard to judge because it's kind of watery, but they did it perfectly. So, and then at the end, when he told the guy to just add a little bit more, after that, he needs to suck it back. You know, whatever's left in that flexible pipe needs to be sucked back. So he also made sure that that guy or that truck is able to do that, to take the leftover back. Yeah, that was interesting. And then I was wondering, like, how do you clean this pipe now? You mean they just put it back in the truck? And so he said what they do before, I wasn't paying attention, but apparently they put a sponge in it and suck the sponge back through the pipe with it. So that cleans it out. Yeah, the whole thing took a little more than an hour from start to finish. And yeah, 24 hours later, he showed up and stepped on it, and so that's how fast it dries. Yeah, he told me to water it. Apparently, concrete likes water, or just how do I put it? It just shouldn't dry out too fast. So you could use a tarp, or but in here we just used the garden hose and watered it. I watered it for like 3 to 4 days, and it still formed a little bit of cracks here and there, but I've been told that's what's gonna happen. It's a super smooth surface, and it looks great. It has a little bit of discoloring here and there, but it doesn't matter to me. It's a basement after all. Yeah, it was great to watch him. And the son, he had this when the pour was in, he had this bar. He wobbled with it. So if you wanted, that's just to make the surface smooth. Yeah, when he said, yeah, moonwalk, that was fun. Yeah, the concrete itself, there were some chunks in it, so it wasn't. Forget that. It was just not prepared well or mixed well, so there were some chunks that didn't dissolve, but he threw them out. Yeah, that's. We're a week in. Here I am sitting on it. So another thing I wanted to tell you is that the guy with the inspector guy that checked the plumbing. Yeah, I told you, but I don't know if it came across good enough. So what they do is they put a balloon at the end of the pipe near the manhole. So they go in the manhole, put a balloon in, pump it up, seal the pipe off. Then the pipe gets filled with water, and you just mark the level at the end of the pipe. And the next day, inspector shows up again and checks that level. And I'll be like, yeah, wait a minute. I mean, if that is a leak, you just fill it back up to the level. Just make sure you don't pour above it. But you only cheat yourself. But none of that happened. Water remained the same. So that's all sealed, and yeah, good to go there. Well, that'd be it for this one. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks for watching.